Hi, I'm Lita Leapin.
And I'm Jim Gordon.
And welcome to, drumroll here, our 200th episode of Our City Tonight.
That is, wow, I tell you what, I'm very happy for both of us. When we started in 2015, we're about to start our 12th year. I think you and I said on Facebook recently that the goal was to just do 100 episodes and then we'd probably pack it in, and now here we are at 200.
Wow, I don't know how that happens. Time just flies. And we should just do a quick little cheers. I know it's not champagne. We'll do that off camera.
We say it's not champagne.
Yeah, no one will actually know.
Exactly. Throughout this episode, we're going to not take up the whole episode congratulating ourselves, but we're going to show some favorite memories over the last 11 years.
Vague memories.
Vague memories,
no,
yes.
These are great memories. All of them are, but specific ones.
Yes, that's coming up in the show, but we'll get right now to Our City Tonight.
Bill Gaston is one of Canada's most acclaimed authors with an award-winning career spanning novels, short fiction, memoirs, poetry, and plays. His latest book, which happens to be his 20th book, is Spying on America. It's a thoughtful and often humorous memoir about a road trip through the American West with his two sons, and we're so pleased on Our City Tonight to welcome Bill Gaston. Great. You were born in the United States, so it's interesting, but you quickly moved, and you're thoroughly a Canadian.
I moved when I was 9 months old, so yeah.
Yes, that's hardly. So you've been, I was reading it, you've been in Toronto, you've been, well, mostly Vancouver, I guess, and now you're on an island, a Gulf island.
Yes.
How
indeed.
wonderful.
Gabriola Island. Yeah, we moved, first of all, my dad worked for Sears. It was called Sears Roebuck in the States.
Yes.
Got transferred up when I was 9 months old, and we lived in Burnaby, 41st and Fraser. My first memories are there, actually, we lived there till I was 3, and I had some memories. But yeah, and then Winnipeg, Toronto.
Oh, couldn't get more Canadian than that, for sure. Well, let's jump into your book. I loved it. It was great. It was just written about just the time COVID was just, people were still afraid. It was on the way out. People were still reacting. So it has some really interesting spots. And I'm going to say, you went on this trip to discover your American roots. So tell us a little bit about that. What surprised you the most?
Well, first of all, finding out about my American roots was a huge surprise. I was researching a previous book called Just Let Me Look at You about my father, who we knew nothing about, and he told us nothing about his past. In fact, he told us he made up stuff because he was so afraid of his past and all that stuff. And anyway, in researching that book, I found out that my great-great-great-grandparents, George and Maria Gaston, were Congregationalist ministers. Congregationalists were the offshoot of Puritans. They were actually more Puritan than Puritan. They were, you couldn't even drink tea, let alone coffee.
Goodness.
You couldn't sing, you couldn't dance, all that stuff. But they founded a town in Tabor, Iowa, called it Tabor, which is a mountain in the Bible. And in order to set up the westernmost hub of the Underground Railroad to help the slaves escape north to Canada. So that was the reason they were there. And that was amazing. And not only that, but a picture of George looks just like one of the characters in this book, my son Vaughn.
Yeah.
It's really eerie to see George B. Gaston.
Yes, and you were teasing about him.
Oh, yeah,
your other son was teasing him about that incessantly throughout the book.
Yeah. So here we had these, and there's a museum based on them, all that stuff, and the town square is called Gaston Square, and the buildings are still there, all that stuff. So we decided, first of all, my brother and I decided we should go pay them a visit. If anything, to have a beer at their gravesite, which would, they'd make them spin a bit faster, I think. But mostly just to go see this part of our past we had no idea about.
Yeah.
Ended up going with my two sons.
Yeah, which made it a very interesting road trip indeed. The book is rollicking. I kind of a good word to use to describe it. You went through Washington, Montana, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Wyoming, have to read it, Idaho, and Oregon. I noticed there was a little bit of focus on food, and I loved what you said. I am going to read it. You said 2 of the most important things that spies, the book's name is Spying on America, need to know is what a nation eats and what they watch on the screen. Can you embellish a little bit on that as you were spying through all these different states?
Mm-hmm. Well, we went through the red states, some of the reddest states, and it was between the 2 Trumps. It was after his first term in office and before his second. And so we were spying, so to speak, on this part of the states that somehow elected this man that most of the world can see is, well, I don't need to go into a description of Trump.
No.
So it was very revealing to see what they eat habitually and what they watch on TV. And that's also well known that their diet is the poorest probably on the planet. It's not for lack of money, but they just eat, a lot of sugar and a lot of crap. And I like the same stuff, so it's not like.
Well, your sons didn't though. You have a very healthy one of them.
Yeah. One of my sons has an autoimmune disorder, so he has to watch his diet really carefully. So he was appalled at. It's hard to find anything that isn't full of sugar, corn syrup kind of thing, and he was appalled. But also their level of, we were kind of snooty. We're kind of more British. We watch better TV, we have a better sense of humor, and our diet is much better. So we were spying on we did though, eat a lot of great food, but most of the great food we ate was Mexican.
By the end of the trip, did you come away with a feeling that heritage was something you're born with or something that you actively chose to explore?
Well, I had an eye-opening experience actually in the Gaston graveyard on top of Tabor Hill outside the town. And I was trying to, in my kind of, pseudo-spiritual way, trying to connect with these relatives, all these people with the last name Gaston and Fleming, who I didn't know anything about, and trying to kind of get a feeling for them. And of course, the 2 famous ancestors who did this great thing. This completely selfless, helpful thing, and I realized I don't have that in me. It's nothing like me. I can't relate to what these people did. I can relate to nothing about them, really. So what I did relate to, though, when I realized about heritage, it doesn't go backwards, it goes forwards. The only connection I had to my heritage are the ones that are children now and their children, and that's how I could have a heart connection. It's kind of obvious in a way, but I couldn't have a heart connection with these people I didn't know. They did stuff I wasn't a part of at all. So I wasn't actually proud of them. It would have been kind of fake to feel pride in what they did, but I feel very proud and hopeful for my heritage that's developing.
Do you think your sons would take their children back on, sort of do a road trip similar to that?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Maybe they'd get a different car and not
not a muscle car.
Not a muscle car. You got to read the book to know what we're talking about. Yeah. So you think, it was that impactful. It sounded like that. It felt like you guys had such a bond. You had a bond before, but you did get to know them so much more. Your work has earned some of Canada's highest literary honors, and you know what? You can be as humble as you want, but I'm gonna talk about them. The Ethel Wilson Fiction Prize for your book, The World, and Timothy Findlay Award for your outstanding whole body of work, which is 20 books now, as you so kindly let me know, and the Victoria Book Prize and the Relit Award. So you've had a good body of work and you're winning awards for it, so we hope you continue to write, and it's been a real pleasure having you in our city tonight.
Well, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
This segment was sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.
Don't forget to check out our website at ourcitytonighttv.com. That's where you can check out extended versions of these segments in podcasts, as well as check out our YouTube channels, Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Now back to the show.
Well, as we mentioned off the top, it is our 200th episode as we get ready to start our 12th year, this coming up at the end of this month. Lita, a lot of great memories. We haven't done this for a long time, but...
100 episodes ago.
100 episodes was, I think, the last time we did something. You're correct.
Yes.
A lot of great memories, but we want to start out by showing, this is in 2015 when we were online. We weren't on TV yet. This is the very first intro to the very first segment. Take a look. Hi, I'm Jim Gordon.
And I'm Lita Liepin.
And this is another edition of Our City Tonight. Well, we start this segment off, or we start every segment off, at our favorite restaurant here in Vancouver. It's Cafe El Nido, located in the heart of this wonderful city, and we think the best Italian food around.
Absolutely.
Wow, that is the first intro to the very first segment, and as I said before, we were online then. Remember, we started the show out.
We were online. I look a little bit younger, I have to say.
You're not alone there. I now look like the father of that young chap that's on camera. You know, it's interesting. A lot of people don't know this when we get asked about starting the show, is that we were hanging out at a place called Cafe El Nido. Our dear friend Franco, who watches the show still, he owned the place for a lot of years. He came to us one day and he said, I've got some budget for PR.
Yes.
But not enough to pay PR. And we said, because we're good friends and we were both in media, we said, let us do something with that.
Yes, and we just ran with it. It turned from a little online show into what we are now.
Yeah, we started, I remember online, it was like 5 minutes, and then it got to be 8 minutes, and then it was like 12 minutes, and then 60 minutes. And then TV came to us and said, have you thought about expanding it a little further, a TV show? And that's what we did in summer 16. But yeah, thanks to Franco and Cafe El Nido. We're gonna look at some favorite moments now. It's tough to choose after 11 and a half years, isn't it?
It's always tough to choose, but some of them stand out. And I think, we're just going to go through a few, not to offend anybody, but boy, there's many, many, many in the time that we've...
You've got yours first.
Okay, let's go for it. What a gorgeous evening for a French picnic, and how lucky to have myself here with you, the French cocktail expert, actually. Can you let us know what we got when we walked in?
It is called Grey Goose Le Grand Fils.
A cookie that you can hand him and he will love it. And you just lay your hand flat. Ketsu? And you're just gonna lay your hand flat like that? Yeah. There he goes. Yeah, so he...
Well, after all those years, that's great to look back at that. But Jim, you had some favorite moments too. Should we look at yours?
Yeah, cautiously, I'll say yes. Because it's a real commentary, this film is, on the state of mental health care in America, and we could say the same thing in our country. And it's interesting to see Theo go through that journey. He's in there, but they can get out very easily.
Yeah, because, delusional people are sometimes incredibly lucid, are able to manage their situation.
How challenging it could probably at times to just keep fresh and new.
It's really challenging, and it's really unique. There's no other acting job an actor would get in their career that would be quite like this, where you're playing a character for 20, 25, and 40 years.
Well, those were really good ones, Jim. But, we're going to jump into something that both of us, this is an interview both of us did. We were so over the top excited to have this woman on our show. Jim?
Yeah, it's going way back, but in the late 90s, I was DJing at the Virgin Megastore, and I got turned on to her music. I turned you on to her music, and we tried a number of times, and she was always gracious enough in saying, I'd love to come on, but I'm touring in Europe. I'm in Japan, or where she has a huge fan base. But I'll let you announce who our combined fan fave is.
Fabulous singer, Stacey Ken. Let's take a peek at one of her interviews.
Yeah.
She's been on several times.
I wish I could go traveling again. It feels like this summer will never end.
She's originally from South Orange, New Jersey, attended the Newark Academy in New Jersey. Also, the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London. That's where she honed her skills, paid her dues in the clubs and cafes of London. Lita and I first came across this wonderfully talented singer back in 1997. And her first album was Close Your Eyes. She has not looked back. As you can probably tell, full disclosure, Lita and I are huge fans of our next guest. Singer-songwriter, award-winning Stacey Kent. Welcome to our city tonight.
Great to be here.
Boy, she was I just listen to her music all the time.
Oh, well, she comes up in all the jazz stations every time.
She was so great to have on the show, and she knew that we were big fans. You try to be a professional host, but sometimes you just go, if you have not heard her music, I tell you to our viewers, check out Stacey Kent. Okay, we're gonna do something with me in a couple minutes, but we're gonna start out, this is one that you said right away, this is one of my faves. Your silliest moment.
Oh, I have several, and I'm sure
you do,
guys,
yes, no, I know you do, you certainly have.
Okay, well, we'll just peek and you can be the judge whether I'm silly or not.
Further, on behalf of our viewers, what is with the hat?
Well, Jim, I just thought I'd fit in with the locals, you know?
And I don't see anybody else wearing a frog hat. Looking around, yeah, no, okay.
Well, I don't know if you think I'm silly. I mean, I'm silly, actually.
I think you were adorable in that, too.
Okay.
Again, that's 7-8 years ago.
Oh, goodness, yes.
Okay, we got a couple more to do. Is there a fan fave?
Well,
not fave moment, fan fave.
No, celebs. That's what we're going to do.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Celebrities,
Here's some clips of both of us interviewing some people that we'd always wanted to, and I'm happy to say all of them were wonderful.
Yes.
Talk to us a bit about how this all came together. You clearly had a love at a very young age.
Yes, I did, but nobody knows where it came from, and including me in large part. And it wasn't my parents. My parents were very encouraging. I wouldn't have done what I did without their backing and support. But it was something inside me.
We are so excited to welcome finally Jennifer Robertson to our city tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so glad. Well, our mutual good friend, Jessica, we'll have to do a shout out to. She said, you got to get Jennifer on the show. So I've been pursuing you, stalking you
Not in an uncomfortable way. It was a friendly, very business-like stalking.
Okay, good to know. But I'm so glad finally. And you've got so many other things. I mentioned Schitt's Creek, but we'll talk a little bit about that, of course. We have to.
One of the things I didn't know about you for a long time was that you really had become a seasoned veteran as a young child, as a teenager.
My parents owned a hotel when I was little, and my mother always wanted to be in this business, and she was in a way for a long while in her younger life, and it didn't work out for whatever reason. And I think because I was a reasonably pretty child, she just decided she would put me up for things.
You are one of our buddies.
Yes.
Following your show.
I love hanging out with you guys.
What's it like to be human again?
I love it. The trajectory, like being a bad dude on the show was really fun. And then when they gave me the switch to be a human, it was really kind of one of those things that I get to really embrace who I am.
We're so thrilled to have you here.
Why, thank you. I've been coming in since I played The Cave. Remember The Cave? No, that was before you were born. Okay, thank you. Anybody old enough to remember The Cave, you've probably got another year to live.
Jay, what does the foundation mean to you?
What does it mean to me?
Yes.
Well, I mean, David asked me to help out, and I know it's for a good cause, and that's what it means to me. I mean,
some great moments.
Yeah.
Great moments.
Are you feeling sentimental?
I am, but as I said, you and I have spent decades interviewing people, and I know they put their game face on, but I always touch wood. I've not had a bad experience.
No, there's been a few interesting, well, surprising again. Some people have been more nervous than we thought they would be.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Some people were fantastic right off the spot when they said they were nervous.
Yeah.
Some people could have taken our roles.
Oh, easily, yes.
Time on TV, which surprised us.
And they are friends of ours, but there are some people too that we really enjoy as actors that find this kind of thing challenging and intimidating.
We're not going to say any names.
We love them, and it's no criticism of them, but it's a different context, a different beast. Anyway, there's a quick look back at 200 episodes. Of course, we will hopefully be here to celebrate 300 episodes.
Wow!
But we will toast to the 200 and toast to our viewers who've been watching us since 2015.
Thank you, and cheers.
And we'll get back to the show now.
Well, of course, AI is everywhere these days, part of our daily lives, whether you know it or not. So let's dive in a little bit to AI with a guy who knows all about it. He is Brent Hunter, the co-founder and chief information officer at Brentworks, who joins us from Los Angeles. Brent, for the first time, welcome to our city tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to be here today.
You're quite welcome, sir. Okay, I mentioned Brentworks, that's the company, and you have this AI-powered platform called Site Sentinel. I want to get this right. That basically is designed to identify fabricated or hallucinated legal citations generated by AI tools. Give us a little background on the company and this AI program.
Sure. So the company is called Brentworks, as you mentioned, and it was founded by a friend of mine who is an MIT educated engineer, and then he turned to be an attorney, now licensed in 3 states. His name is also Brent, and so we named the company Brentworks. Our first product is a product named Site Sentinel. And as you mentioned, what it does is it scans legal documents to detect any hallucinations or incorrect information in terms of citations or court cases that are in these legal documents. This is actually a large and growing problem in the legal community where attorneys are sending information and documents that contain invalid, incorrect information to courts. And so this is a tool that helps prevent those hallucinations from occurring in the first place.
One of the things that attracted me to having you on, Brent, is that you really have been around this business a long time. Looking at your resume, you were one of the pioneers who applied neural networks, which is obviously the foundation, I think I'm reading this right, of AI, to finance back in '93. So you've been around this game 35 years or so. Is the speed in which the AI is moving along, is this alarming, exciting, frightening, a little of both? Because in your 35 years, as I said, have you ever seen it move this fast?
Yeah, it's really fascinating. I'm personally very excited, but just like any technology, as I mentioned earlier, there are rough edges, and the edges of AI are particularly rough and can cut both ways. So it is a tool, and we have to be careful about how it's used. But yes, the rate of change, the acceleration in which these systems are advancing is happening very, very quickly, because what's happening is AI systems are now using AI systems to evolve themselves, right? So, and then when it does that, then it can use another AI system to make it even faster. So we're seeing an extremely fast evolution in their capabilities. But it's something that we really have to pay very close attention to. And there's many different ways of looking at this. Like we're looking today at a kind of a narrow slice of the legal community and how we can help the legal community with this situation of hallucinations and invalid information. But there's societal level implications as well with AI. And I'm also very interested in those aspects of AI as well.
Last question for you. It's been all over the news the last couple months because it's graduation time, and we're seeing speakers come to graduations and speak. And I think you probably know where I'm going, where the mention of AI, and this is where we're going positively, has garnered nothing but boos from the graduating class. If we're looking to the future, where do you see the young of today? I mean, I get the angle that they're frightened because they're seeing jobs disappearing probably very quickly. How do we get the youth involved and engaged when they're, say, booing speakers at graduation speeches?
Yeah, that's a great question, because what people are noticing is that AI is already taking over jobs. It's taking over the very jobs that people were encouraged to study for, like programming and information technology. And those are the first jobs that are being eliminated. And frankly, I don't think we're seeing enough coverage in the press about how much of an impact that's actually already having. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of youth being sort of turning against it. So, but it's from my perspective, it's a technology just like anything else. So if you're outraged about any aspect about it, rather than fighting against it, try to figure out how to fight for it and to fight for the responsible use of AI. Because that's really super important. And in terms of like the job loss, we haven't talked about that at all, but that's actually a whole other subject that sort of I touch upon in great detail actually about how AI is likely to impact the future. It's one of the subjects of 3 books that I published last year about this topic. And we can use AI to help ourselves create a positive future. But it's not going to just happen by itself. It's going to require people coming together to insist on certain things being done in certain ways. In other words, using AI in a responsible manner and not just to serve the corporate profits. Profits are fine. This is how our economy currently works as of today. But I talk in great length about a whole other economic model that we can use, facilitated by AI, to actually create a whole new world that uses AI to help us rather than hinder us.
You have covered all the bases. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Brett, thank you very much again for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here.
This segment was sponsored by Star Wild Domes, transforming outdoor spaces into extraordinary destinations. Luxury and nature. For more information, go to starwilddomes.com.
Closed captioning and other promotional considerations provided by Hamilton High Street Senior Residence, Richmond's newest senior living community.
Well, it is the end of the show, and we are back here where we started the show in Hydra's Wine Bar. Just love this place. Actually, behind us is a crackling fire. It's not really a fire, but it's a beautiful, beautiful atmosphere here.
Yeah, we often film at Hydra, and this is a downstairs street level. This is a really nice, I love this place, especially in the fall and the winter time. Very
cozy.
Is cozy. Hey, well, that's our 200th episode. We'll be back for 201 very soon. I'm Jim Gordon.
I'm Lita Leapins.
We'll see you on the next edition of Our City Tonight.
Visit ourcitytonighttv.com for all the latest episodes, segments, and our new podcast. And please be sure to like and subscribe.
The Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.